Does life actually get better? How do you come back / get better from being lonely and extremely depressed? How do you create meaningful relationships when you are so screwed up? You can't live a meaningful life in a day, but you can have a slightly better day at a time. Strive towards having a better day first. Start with one conversation, one relationship at a time, and give yourself time to grow and get results. Consistent effort is what it takes to be better. Was gonna come here to say take things one day at a time. The uncertainty of what to do even 1 week from now can stress you out and make you anxious. Everything one by one. One day, one step. But you have to take that step no matter what. Keep going. It gets easier. You have to do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier. BoJack Horseman quote, "This show is so good. I'm on season 2. It's my first run through this series. The first season hit me like a fucking truck. I now understand why my ex wanted me to see this show. She wanted me to fucking see how similar I'm / was, hopefully, to BoJack and Todd. Todd because of the laziness, BoJack for everything else. BoJack Horseman has been the wake up call I needed." I'm late, so this will probably get buried. In 2008 I lost my job. All I could get right away was McDonald's, so I took it, but it wasn't enough to pay all my bills. My car was repossessed, I got kicked out of my apartment, and I found out my girlfriend was cheating on me all within the space of a month or so. It was the lowest period of my life. I struggled with depression, considered suicide. It just wasn't a good time. I was homeless, but I had good friends who gave me a place to stay, so I was never actually on the streets. It took a while, but today I have a good job. I apprenticed in the tool and I trade and I make good money for a guy who barely graduated high school and never went to college. I'm married, and my home life is stable. It's not perfect, life never is, but I'm far better than I was. I hope everyone in this thread who is struggling is able to find a way to better days as well. Obligatory edit. Wow, this blew up. By far my most upvoted comment as well as gold and silver. I'm glad so many people found this inspiring. I was in a similar position in 2015. Pretty much every financial burden one could experience came crashing down on me in the span of about 3 months. My mistake was making financial commitments based on the presence of my so, and when she decided things weren't exciting enough for her, wanted to leave, ended up cheating on me to seal the deal. I lost my house, my car, finally my job. Still financially in shambles. I can't purchase anything on credit, which means no starting a new mortgage or new vehicle. I make decent enough money, but still living paycheck to paycheck. My car significantly rumbles when I drive it, something wrong with the front end. I don't have snow tires and the brakes squeal pretty loud when I stop, and they're getting louder. I'm glad to read your story. I feel like some sort of fundamental shift needs to take place in my life to make things improve. I sometimes dream about finding a briefcase full of money, something like $100,000, just as a seed to start over again. Get out of my shitty rental house, get a newer safer vehicle, and just try again. You know? The rumble issue could be a wheel bearing or CV joint. It's cheaper to fix that stuff now, rather than wait for something terrible to happen. If you have any cash, please get that checked out. This is true. With know-how and a bit of caution you may be able to fix some car problems yourself. Things like oil changes, power steering pump fills and other items can be done at home for the price of parts and time, and you'll save money that can be used for bigger, more important things on life. Go to therapy/counseling. The other suggestions are great, but I don't think these people understand what it's like to go through depression. You don't merely snap out of it by doing the things they suggested. Find a good therapist, and if you cannot afford one, look for support groups of others who are also experiencing depression, and talk about your struggles with them. Mental health counseling, along with the things the others have mentioned, will go a long way. I feel like it only works for some people, unfortunately, which absolutely sucks. I've gone to therapy, counseling / you name it consistently for 4 years. I've talked to a bunch of different people. I feel like I'm so messed up and there is no way of ever fixing this / coming back to the extremely happy and social person I once was. I really do appreciate your comment though. Your suggestions would be great for someone with just depression, but I just have way too many problems. Therapy is only as successful as your relationship with your therapist. Try another therapist. They are as different as any other people, and when you find one who you click with, you can absolutely move mountains. Mountains of hurt, mountains of depression, mountains of anxiety, and mountains of hopelessness. Keep looking. What you want is possible. I don't know if life gets better or you get better. I've struggled with depression for most of my life. The thing is that my mental toils grow stronger with every other struggle I have to deal with. Summers used to make me extremely happy. Well, content is maybe a better word, because I could only be focused on work and making money. College was horrible, because it took almost 6 years and the only thing I envisioned my diploma to be was a giant question mark instead of a marker of success. I was tired, angry and overwhelmed for those 6 years. I thought about killing myself a couple times because of all the strain. But I thought that if I killed myself, I wouldn't have known if I'd have finished school. But school was so difficult to complete. Your whole life you hear that a degree brings happiness and success. It doesn't, but school is done with. Do I have a career to show for it? A nice new car and a house? No. I have debt, but at the same time I am carefree. So to answer your question, depression might not go away, but you will mature, and things will get easier. But it's never truly gone. I shit you not, this was me. I hated life and recently I realized I have a career that I'm proud of, and I feel like I'm doing something with my life. I'm close to finishing school and I'm finally seeing the good in life. Unfortunately it came at the cost of my best friend. I was so depressed and lonely that it was all I focused on, and he had to cut ties with me because I was just too sad. I have changed my outlook on life and I'm starting to see the good in life again. However, I hope that one day I can finally get my friendship back. If not, that is life. People come and go, but you just have to focus on yourself. This is the thing I'm most afraid of. I'm afraid my flatmate, who's one of my best friends, will have to cut ties with me because she sees me day and night, and I'm recently way too sad and struggling a lot with depression. It's actually one of the reasons why I decided to go to therapy. Anyway, I'm really glad that you're feeling better, and I'm sure you'll get that friendship back if you two really cares about each other. Focus on your mental health. I have cut ties with people who I just couldn't be around anymore due to their depression. And I have had friends go away from me for a time because of my depression, as well as their own different scenarios. To clarify, the biggest difference between the ties that were cut vs the ties that were loosened is how the person tries to get better. I want to say first that depression is a struggle. Day in, day out. It is hard on everyone. You, friends, family, anyone involved or around. But I have seen both sides of the coin I'm about to reference, both personally and in friends/relationships. There are people who go to therapy or find their own ways. Maybe not a full solution, but something that shows they are making a true effort, even if only for a few moments. Maybe only a single day in a year that they smile and say, today things honestly feel lighter, but it shows, however fleeting. People who you extend a hand to help, and even if their head never comes above water, appreciate that you are there for them. Then there are those who keep on their path, or turn down a darker one, who lash out every time a medicine doesn't work, or when something falls through as you say, look, I'm sorry. Those people who continue to drink/smoke through the pain instead of working through it any day or every day. The people who you try to help and who only seem to drag you down farther and farther, and you can never seem to bring up. The first is someone who you may have to loosen ties with for your own health, and they understand. When it is all said and done, you check in to see how things are going, and what you can do, even only from a distance. An occasional show of effort or caring can mean the world to them, even if they are still in the depths of depression. The second is someone who will always blame anything else. It's their parents, the landlord, the situation. While it may be true, they take no accountability for it. If you check in, they try and pull you back with guilt to use up your emotional resources once again until you can't see the light either, again and again. Whether they know it actively or do it subconsciously. From your short blurb, it feels more like you are the first kind of person. You seem to be trying, and not just screaming at the meds for not fixing it for you. Even if your flatbed needs space for themselves, as we all do from time to time, if they see a real effort, I doubt they would cut ties completely. Loosened ties aren't the end of a relationship, much like how the slower part of a roller coaster isn't the end of the excitement or terror depending on how you feel about them, just a lull. Edit. Holy SHT, my first through fourth gold. IDK what to do with it, but I'm glad my reply helped someone enough to feel like it warranted one. Think of yourself like a car. A car needs oil, gas, brake fluid, transmission fluid, coolant, good tires, etc. Your body needs 26 vitamins and minerals to 100% of your daily value, ample protein and essential fatty acids plus fiber. It needs daily exercise to rebuild and maintain itself. It needs to be in a good environment to keep in condition. Can a car drive when all its fluids are half level? Yes, but it will struggle, overheat, break down faster, etc. Likewise, you can survive with half of your needs, but you will struggle and break down faster than you should. Once you satisfy the basics, then you can focus harder on improving your financial and social situations. There's a reason people usually don't befriend bums on the corner. It's because they tend to weight us down with their problems. I have problems too. I can't take on the problems of a stranger. People won't want to befriend/date you if you can't manage your problems. It starts with yourself first. Self-talk, CBT, diet/nutrition/exercise/health. Health before wealth. All forms of wealth. I call this the whirlwind approach. You start with what's closest to you and move outwards. In this case, you start with what's in you. You are nothing but a collection of nutrition, protein, fat, minerals and vitamins bind you together. Exercise builds you and keeps you glued together. Your thoughts control everything you do, and your version of reality, CBT, your self-talk is everything. Medication can be useful. I consider it as a band-aid or crutch. These are good things. They help you heal. Some people need more than a band-aid or a crutch. OBV. Medication will not cure you, but it can help you. You need to take action. Whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right, in 95% of cases. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Einstein,